Hi friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Daysi DIY. We're going to start first with this canvas that I got from Dollar Tree, and the size that I'm using it's 8 by 10 inches, and you guys can use any size of your preference, or if you guys want to, you guys can use like a picture frame that you guys had on hand. It's really simple and easy project to recreate. I'm going to remove the staples from the back, and I'm just going to remove that part of the canvas that we're not going to be using, and you guys can see the bottom part. It was kind of like loose, so I just went over with a little bit of the wood glue with the hot glue so it can hold it on place. And I decided to use the Waverly anti-wax just to dark the wood a little bit. You guys can paint it of the color of your preference, and I think it will look really beautiful. And I just grab a piece of cardboard and I just measure to the size that I need, and I just cut it. I'm gonna be using this beautiful calendar image that I got from Dollar Tree, and I just gonna use this Mod Podge to place that image. It's really beautiful, that image, and I just went with my hand to smooth a little bit the image so it won't have any wrinkles or bubbles. And I went over with another coat on Mod Podge and I just let it dry completely. And the extra paper on the side, I just used my scissors to cut it. I just went over with a little bit of the hot glue just to glue it on the back. If you guys have like a staples, you guys can put some staples. I think it's way better, you know. I grabbed two pieces of the jingle blocks so it can stand up, and I just glue it on the back. And also I just create just a simple bow and I just placed it on the side. It was a touch that I need. It turned out really beautiful, and it was really simple and easy project to do. For the next project, we're going to be using a piece of wood, and I just covered the holes with a little bit of the spackling, and I grabbed 4 pieces of these wood cubes, and I'm just going to place one on each side, and I'm going to be using a combination of wood glue and hot glue. I just use the hot glue so I can hold it on place. If you guys don't have the same piece of wood that I have, I'm pretty sure you guys can grab just a few pieces of the jingle blocks and recreate this beautiful wood race. And to paint it, we're going to be using this paint on color red that I got from Dollar Tree. It's really light, the colors. I just did like 2 coats so it can be a little bit dark, the color, but you guys can use any other paint that you guys have. And once it was completely dry, I went over with a little bit of the anti-wax so it can be a little bit distressed, the piece, and it turned out really beautiful once I distress it. And with a piece of sandpaper, I went over on the edges just to remove a little bit of the paint, and you guys can see a little bit of the color of the piece of wood. I'm gonna be using one wood star that I got also from Dollar Tree, and I'm using this apple barrel paint on color blue. I just did 1 coat and I just let it dry, and I went over just on the edges with the same anti-wax so it can blend very well with the wood race that we just create, so it can blend everything together. And with a piece of paper, I just kind of like blend it a little bit. I'm gonna be using this small metal bucket that you guys see at Dollar Tree. I just removed the handle because we're not gonna use it, so we can put the greenery, and I just glue the star in the middle. But for permanent hole, I think it's way better to use it 6000. And if you guys want to, you guys can recreate just a simple tassel and just put it on the side. I just created, and also I just put like this beautiful simple bow on the top of the tassel, or you guys can just leave it without the tassel. I think it looks really beautiful. But please let me know what do you guys think about this other project. For the next project, I just grabbed a piece of wood and I just cut 2 pieces, and I'm going to be giving the shape of these small tags, and I just grab these beautiful free printables that a talented friend Haiti Sambol she shared with us on her channel, and I will link it down below the video so you guys can see where she shared with us these beautiful free printables. And I just cut 2 images and I just placed 1 image in each tag, and I just did 1 cut on my Podge on the bottom, and I just placed that image in 1 cut on the top so we can seal the image very well. And I just grabbed this roller cutter just to cut that extra paper on the side. I just want to show you how easy and simple was to use this roller cutter, or if you guys don't have that, you guys can use your scissors, or you guys can use a piece of sandpaper. And with my drill, I just create a small hole in the middle so we can put a small tassel that we're gonna be placing so it can give this beautiful touch and these beautiful small tags. And just to cover the small tag all the way, I use the Rust-Oleum paint on color white. I just paint the remaining piece that it didn't cover the image, and I grab a piece of Jute twine to recreate a small tassel, and I will show you in a minute how I recreate it. And I just tie it very well on the back of that, and I just cut the remaining piece, and I use a little bit of the hot glue so it can hold really well the Jute twine on the back. I grabbed this beautiful piece of flowers that I have on hand, and I just placed it on the middle. I just want to show you if you guys don't have any ribbon, or if you guys want to use any color of flowers to place, I think it will look really beautiful. And I grabbed 1 piece of the jingle blocks and I just place it on the back so it can stand up this beautiful tag. And I use a combination of wood glue and hot glue for a strong hold, and I went over just on the edges to distress it a little bit with the anti-wax. It turned out really beautiful. I love it how it looks, but I just want to show you the second option with a piece of ribbon. If you guys decide to use any ribbon, how it will look. I grabbed this ribbon and I cut 2 pieces and I placed 1 on the bottom and the other one in the top, and that's all I did for this project. I really love the first one and the second option, but please let me know what you guys think. And for the other tag, I just grabbed a piece of painter's tape and I just cover the part where it had the image, and I went over with the apple barrel on color blue to paint the bottom part and also the top. I first did 1 coat and I just went over with the second coat so it can be a little bit dark. I grabbed a piece of wood and I used the Rust-Oleum paint to paint it. Also, I grabbed this yarn that I got from Dollar Tree and I just placed it on my fingers and I just wrap it around a few times, and I grab another piece of the yarn and I just tie it very well on the top, and with another piece of the yarn I just wrap it around and I just glue the remaining piece with a little bit of the hot glue, and with my scissors I just cut it on the bottom and I just keep the shape of the tassel, and also I just made the tassel at the side that I wanted for the tag. In total, I create 2 tassels. One it's a little bit bigger than the other one, and I will show you in a minute how they look all together. And I removed the two pieces of the painter's tape once they were completely dry. They were really clean, the lines. I just love it. And I'm gonna put the tassels on the middle, and I just tie it very well on the back of that, and I just cut the remaining piece, and I use a little bit of the hot glue to reinforce it a little bit on the back. And I grab a piece of sandpaper just to distress it a little bit on the edges. I'm gonna be gluing that bottom part so it can stand up this beautiful tag, and I'm just using a little bit of the hot glue, but I think it's way better to use wood glue for permanent hold. Also, I grab one piece of these woodcraft wooden dowels, and I just place it on the back to reinforce it way better, and I create just a simple bow to place it on the top, and I went over just on the edges to distress it a little bit with the anti-wax. And this is how it looks our project once we're done. It turned out really adorable. I just love it. But please let me know what you guys think. For the next project, we're gonna be creating two stars made of piece of cardboard. If you guys want to, you guys can use wood stars that you can get from Dollar Tree. I'm gonna be using these paper straws that I got from Dollar Tree, and I cut a few pieces, and I'm just gonna glue it all the way until I covered the star. For me, it was more easy just to cut a few pieces because we're gonna cover the edges of the straws so it can has a finished look, and I will show you in a minute once I cover the whole star. And here's the part I just went over with my sister just to give the shape of the star at the same time. And I grabbed this jute twine to cover the edges. I didn't like it that you can still see that it's just unfinished. And I went a few times all around until I cover the side of the star. I think it's way better. I create another star, and it was way easy to use the nautical rope. It's a little bit thick. I just went over like twice, and with the jute twine I went like more than 5 or 6 times. It took a little bit time. If you guys use that jute twine or the nautical rope, it will look beautiful too, and I will show you in a minute the difference. If you guys want to, you guys can just leave the star how it is, but I decided to grab just a few pieces of the greenery, and I just place it on the middle, and I create just a simple bow, and I just place it. Also, I just grabbed one button, but I think it will look really beautiful to use just a simple star too, you know, on the middle. And here's how they look once you're done. Here's the one that I put jute twine, and here's the other one where I decided to put that nautical rope. It was really simple and easy project, and I'm pretty sure you guys can create this beautiful project. Please let me know what you guys think. For the last project, we're gonna grab 3 pieces of wood that I had. You guys can create this project using some jingle blocks. The first piece, I'm gonna be using the Rust-Oleum paint to paint it. I just did one coat and I just let it dry. And the second piece, we're gonna be using this apple barrel on color blue to paint it. The color was really light, so first I did one coat, and once it was completely dry, I did a second coat so it can be a little bit dark, the color. And the last piece, I used the color red that I got from Dollar Tree, and I also did 2 coats so it can be a little bit dark, the color. And once they're completely dry, I just put all the 3 pieces together. If you guys want to, you guys can glue the 3 pieces, but I decide not to. I just grab a piece of the jute twine and I just wrap it around a few times, and I just create just a simple bow, and I just place it on the middle. And also I grab a few pieces of the greenery and I just put it to a side, and I grab another button, and it turned out really adorable. But please let me know in the comments down below, with all the projects that I create for you guys today, which one it was your favorite. So that was it for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified every time that I upload a new video. And please don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you so much and have an amazing day.